Today, from FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland, it's Week 4 of the NFL on EA Sports. And the Washington football team taking on Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens.
We are just inside the Beltway, about 10 miles east of the Capitol Dome as we come to you from FedEx Field here in Landover. They love their football in this part of the country, and this crowd is ready to go as their guys will match up with the Baltimore Ravens. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Washington team as they interplay here. They come in 0-3 and in desperate need of a win.
And as a team, you start to...
Fall is in the air, and the NFL season is in full swing, and we're underway here in Week 4. Chris Moore returning it. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Here comes the Ravens on offense, and the man in charge from Louisville, the former MVP, Lamar Jackson.
And to me, he's one of the two most difficult guys in the league to game plan for in the NFL, and I add Patrick Mahomes in that category. But just about every team we talk to getting ready for Lamar Jackson says the exact same thing. We've got to slow him down running the football, and no one's been able to really do it consistently. Now, the most impressive thing about his game to me, how he's developed as both a passer and a leader. His team believes in him.
At the 26-yard line.
Now Jackson on second down. He's got his man. It's Andrews. They get 6. That'll leave him with 3rd and 4. Now they're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch. Now you put the offense in a position where every series, they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
They'll call that a punt of 59 yards. Tough to do better than that. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10.
16-yard line.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. On 1st down, it's Haskins. Now they go screen. It's complete. That catch good for only a couple.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high power, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
Now, I shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
He was trying to find Justin Jefferson there, and it'll bring up third down. Out of the shotgun, Haskins. And he finds McLaurin. And way up past the 35, it's taken down.
That's good for a Washington.
He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
1 yard gain.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 22 carries, 86 yards.
Well, this is where it becomes a challenge for the offensive coordinator. He's got a bell cow at tailback right now, number 3 in the league in rushing within shouting distance of the lead. But at the same time, if the passing game is open, he's got to take advantage of that too.
38-yard line, 2nd and 9. And he'll give it here to his running back. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
Brings up 3rd and 7.
They go play action with Haskins. Rolling to his right. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
Incomplete.
It was the linebacker, Devin White, there to knock it away. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They run. It's Mark Ingram. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
As a linebacker, you're trying to stay just slightly behind the ball carrier just in case he makes a cutback. But when you find the gap, shoot it. And he found it all right. Took it straight into the backfield and made the tackle for a loss.
And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
1st and 10 at their own 15-yard line.
Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
How about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. A nice little screen. They get 6 on first down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Haskins, and that is incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Escaping the pressure right. He's got his tight end, David Njoku. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27.
1st and 10 at the 27.
On first down, into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey, and he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
They'll take over.
First quarter And now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down. Now it's Ingram. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
Ingram, the ball carrier. Devin White on the tackle.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
On third down, Jackson. He dumps it down to Ingram. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first.
First down, Baltimore.
This is Ingram on first and 10. And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20.
Ball carrier.
In a word, I would say productive, finding the end zone 3 different times.
Is it possible that you're really underselling it? 3 touchdowns, you're going to call productive?
What do you want?
This guy had a nose for the end zone.
He was good.
Had a snootful, didn't he? How about that? Big-time game.
And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. And that'll go for a gain of 18 on the keeper. First down.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it. But it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
No gain there, and it's going to set up second and goal.
No gain.
So stop from the 2, now what?
You know me pretty well. What do you think I want here?
Play action.
Definitely let him get outside and create. And if he has to run it, he has a little bit more space.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was not a real confident throw right there. And he's just 2 of 7 to start the game. Now he's going to have to find a groove with a big third down coming up. Let's see if his confidence can increase.
They'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is... And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Gus Edwards, his second touchdown on the season. And the Ravens have taken the early lead.
But they decided to run it in and got it done on 3rd and goal. A lot of times, that's a passing play.
The kicker just has to come out for the PAT. He can breathe a sigh of relief as well, right?
Although I don't know if he's really breathing a sigh of relief. I think he likes to put 3 points on his ledger.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
At their own 26-yard line.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with it. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Second and 2. Haskins, flush to his right, and he's going to keep it here, and he goes out right around the 39. Haskins not the most mobile of quarterbacks, but delivering there on the scramble to pick up the first. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And to give this time to the tailback. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36.
The 36-yard line.
Behind the chain, 2nd and 13. Now Haskins to throw it. He's got his man. That's Josh Gordon. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
A gain of 13 brings up 3rd and less than a yard.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Another 13 yards there twice in a row, and they're on the move. Another first down as well. Defensively, they were in the 3-4. That O-line just dominated the D-line there.
Let's go with a verbal telestrator here, because that D-line has a nose over the center, and it has a 2 defensive end over the offensive tackles. That means the guards don't have anyone over the top of them. That creates a natural bubble inside. They sprint upfield, take on the inside linebackers. If the back hits it fast enough, there should be space to run.
On the pickup.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter. Get 6s instead of 3s.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And this one will not be handled. It's into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The ball switches back over to Mark Ingram and the Ravens. It's the second quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself.
We often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy in the early going. But we have to do the same thing with the offensive line. They can't wait to halftime to make the adjustments. They have to do it from series to series for those circus tablets come into play. Check out what the defense is doing and see if they can find a better way to run it.
So they search for that patience here now. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Out of the gun, they give to Ingram. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
Mark Ingram, the ball carrier.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on the quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and all the...
Going for Boykin, but it is intercepted. Picked off by Thomas Davis. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. And to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Gain on the play.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
2nd down, Haskins. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's got room. And he'll go out of that side, the 15-yard line.
Kiffin.
on the screen. They send a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Haskins. That one is slant to McLaurin. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Brings up.
And a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker. And you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry? Ball gets tipped in the air. Because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
They only got 2, but that was enough as they'll convert to make it 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal.
I don't know about you, Brandon, but I often think to myself, in these situations, I want a back who can create his own space, who can break tackles, and in a sense, become his own blocker. We don't have that guy in the game right now.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. J.D. McKissick, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And Washington has taken the lead. Well, he wasn't the guy they were initially going for, but after going through the progressions, it worked.
When you have plenty of people who can catch the football, you don't always have to go to your primary target, and sometimes that target is actually covered. Nice job coming off of that and getting it to someone who was open.
And out of the backfield gets in for the score. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And Moore, he's going to sit on this one, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. This Ravens offense heads back out there, led by Lamar Jackson. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you, don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown 1 interception. He wants to balance that off with at least 1 touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
At the 28-yard line.
From the gun, it's Jackson. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Mark Ingram there. And it's 3rd down. The Ravens on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. He goes underneath to Ingram. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. That one good for 13 and a Raven 1st down.
13 yards.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. If points result, we'll call this play significant.
And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. The corner, Ronald Darby, comes up to get him. And we're at the 41, 2nd and 9. A 10th carry here for Mark Ingram. And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
He can run for it, and he will. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
Another down on the scoreboard, but the urge to go for it is almost irresistible here on 4th and short. Yeah, I know they're on their own side of the field.
I was going to say.
Normally I would say punt the ball away, but I'm feeling it. I say go for it.
At their own 20-yard line.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. We're in the 2nd quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. through the air first. Maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on. And then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, try to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe. Haskins looking to throw on first down. Eluding the pressure right. His throw incomplete. Justin Jefferson, the rookie, his intended receiver. But it'll be second down.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
They'll try again from the 20 on 2nd and 10. To throw again, Haskins. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Washington on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 10. Now Haskins. And that will be incomplete.
Haskins pass intended for Terry McLaurin. Incomplete.
Well, they came up with points in their first 2 possessions, but it looks like they'll come up empty here on their 3rd drive. The defense finally starting to get locked into them a little bit. They have to go a little bit deeper into their playbook on their next possession.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback.
20-yard line.
And we shift our attention to Mark Ingram. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the 2nd quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it, the West Coast offense, the long handoff?
Yeah.
Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here? Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is 2nd down.
A 3-yard
Well,
pickup.
from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. Well, let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains, that means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40.
And that was a nice, strong run by the guy they call the field general.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Ingram. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They got a nice little drive going right here.
Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. It's complete to Snead. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 2nd quarter action, 1:56 remaining. Once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. That catch good for only a couple. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. For the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
A 39-yard attempt.
Tucker's kick is good. And that will knot us up at 10. They had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive gets them 3, not 6.
Is it okay if I give credit to both sides on this one?
Absolutely.
All right, let's start defensively. They hung in there. 10-play drive, but they stiffened when they got close to the goal line. Made them kick a field goal for the offense. 10-play drive. They might be a little disappointed they got a field goal, but they moved the ball down the field with dispatch and came away with points.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves them with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Here's Haskins out of the gun. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 39 yards the distance covered on the catch and run. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. A carry now for McKissick. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down. And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. From the 22, Haskins. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Third down. Here's Haskins. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 12-yard line. Same result as last play, 14 yards and another 1st down. Fake. Here's Haskins. They'll roll him out right. He's going to take off with it. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
Brings up 3rd and
so 3 seconds here remain in the half on it's the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And Hopkins' kick is good. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a bit. But first, time for a trip around the league on this final weekend of September. We'll start over in Texas at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. And that's been a back-and-forth game, all tied in the 2nd quarter. From there, it's off to North Carolina to check on the Panthers at home in Charlotte. And they've got the lead over the visiting Arizona Cardinals. Seth Roberts, 2 touchdown catches on the afternoon. Finally, let's get to the country music capital of the world. See what's happening with the Titans at home in Nashville. And they've got the lead in their matchup with the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Titans looking to sew that one up, and they look to be in pretty good shape. In our game, it was Dwayne Haskins with a strong first half. His guys have the lead as we'll hand it back over to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. So Washington in a good spot. They've got the lead. They will get the football as the second half gets underway. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
Washington takes over first and 10 at their own.
So here's Washington now to take over. They are trying to snap that 3-game losing streak on top so far with the football here first and 10. The third quarter here on the ground. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the gun, Haskins got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a first down for Washington on a pickup of 11.
At the 37-yard line.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the third downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the third quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert. You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
But you're going to tell me, good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually, but first it's good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 42. 27 yards there, a first. Territory now. Here's a first and 10 at the 42-yard line. Haskins back to the air. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
Then he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to be down close to a first down at the Ravens 31. Now it appears we've got an injured Raven down there on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on first and 10. Out of the shotgun, Haskins. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 4-line. And hear the pressure from the outside linebacking spot.
And normally when that happens and they're able to get home, that means the other guys on his team helped him out a lot. That they occupied people to allow it to be no less than a one-on-one situation, allows him to get home.
The throw by Haskins complete to McLaurin. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24.
Complete to Terry McLaurin.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on first down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at third down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
Haskins on third down. That's complete. It's Gordon. And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 7-yard line.
Washington.
Did you see that,
zone now. Haskins on first down. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line.
Complete.
The first down screen pass, good for 5.
A gain of 5.
Second and 5.
And 5 at the 12-yard line.
Gonna give this time to the tailback. And once again, they stop him behind the line. Great job by this Ravens defense. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that's going to lead to a third down. To throw on third down. Haskins. Fine work by the Baltimore defense to help bring up fourth down. So 2 third down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a third, and now they deal with fourth down.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They saw the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
Washington 16.
So 3 field goals. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or worse, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things work well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. On second and 12, Jackson. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Off the edge, the sack by Matt Ioannidis.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film section tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
And that one drops incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
And he is finally out of bounds all the way down at the 30. He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And Washington will have a short field here as they take over first and 10. Now we get another look at Washington on offense. And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out-and-out joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, and maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
Maybe it wore down the other defense. We'll see.
But no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Throwing on second and 3, Haskins. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line.
Intercepted by the Ravens. They'll take over.
That is now 7 interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch it and see what's going on. And maybe they can pick up what the flaws are and hopefully they can correct them.
No gain on the play there, second down.
No gain on the play. Second and 10.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
In the third quarter here in D.C., a second and 10 upcoming. From the gun, Jackson. Quick slant to Brown. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 15 yards on the play, first down.
First down.
Some think the teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
Logan Ryan.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Brings up second.
I know we can't hear what's going on in that huddle right now, but I'll guarantee you at least one offensive lineman is saying, my bad, we simply couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage. We've got to do a better job trying to root those guys out of there.
4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete. One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver where he was going, and then they were able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh man, I can't throw forward.
No, what's interesting is what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Gave him 14 on that one and a first down.
Now this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2. And again this time to the tailback. On the carry there, and it's going to lead them to 3rd down. I think you'd have to say defensively, these guys are doing their job pretty well, right?
Yeah, we talked about them holding them under 20 points, right, on defense, and they've done that. They've held them. The problem is their own offense hasn't answered their challenge, which was to score more.
Yeah, exactly. I remember you saying magic number was right around 20, and the offense has been the issue. You're right. And that'll set them back 5. Washington on 3rd down. Now, they've converted 7 times and could use another right now. This will be 3rd and 5. Operating from the gun. Pass Haskins. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. Here's Tressway now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. And that ball's going to angle out at the 3-yard line. A beauty.
You need to get the ball away here in the 4th quarter while you're just holding. But that punt, absolutely ideal. They pin them inside the 5-yard line. They give their defense a really nice opportunity.
The drive starts here with a carry by Ingram. And he will double the space they have to work with as they take it from the 2 to the 4.
That first down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room. If you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Reuben Foster picks it, and they will set up shop red zone territory at the 13-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turn the block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. They will run it. It's McKissick. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. J.D. McKissick, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And Washington able to capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Now the Washington offense going to stay out there and go for 2. Now it's Haskins. And they're going to bury him back at the 11-yard line.
But they tried to get 2 and ended up getting none because the quarterback had nowhere to go with the ball and ends up getting sacked.
Nowhere to go at all. Great job, though, defensively. They were ready. The return man, Chris Moore. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 28.
Lamar Jackson marching back onto the field. With his guys trailing here in the 4th, he can ill afford a repeat of the interception that ended the last drive.
Yeah, you 2 scores down. You take it upon yourself now to play perfect or near perfect football if you want to get your team back into the game. But it's also tough to do when you're trying to avoid errors, yet still play perfect football.
And the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Jackson from the shotgun. He's got it to Ingram, complete. Still fighting for more. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A gain of 13, it's a 1st down. 4th quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure they only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the 2nd touchdown. You got the 1st one for the 2nd one to even matter.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Here now is 2nd and 10, again for the 41. Throwing again, Jackson. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. The Ravens on 3rd down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This is 3rd and 10. To throw again is Jackson. He gets it to Brown, complete. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 9-yard line. It's 43, 16 yards on that one and a Raven 1st. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 11 more on that one and another 1st down.
A gain of 11 on the
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Again, Jackson. This one complete to Ingram. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Boy, how good has his defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there in this passing game. They just can't get off the ground. And that play, they wound up losing big yardage.
Forced out to his left. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6.
Lamar Jackson.
Well, he's proven real effective running the football. No one open, don't force it. Just get what you can, and that's what he's done very well in this game.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. And he's got Snead. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 9-yard line. 13-yard line. And a 2-score game, obviously. Every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified. Big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
Flushed out right. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
So many times we talk about having good eye discipline when you're playing defense, making sure your eyes are in the proper place on a given play. Looks like that discipline came to the front there, didn't it? They were able to hold him for a short gain when he took off running.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Ingram, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens draw a bit closer. People always talk about one of his biggest strengths, running the football, vision, and he found the spot there, went into the end zone.
You're exactly right about that. It wasn't just the vision, right? Once he saw the gap, decisiveness, made up his mind, and about the power to finish the play. Not only did he get good blocking, he created his own space as well.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Washington will take over first.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Play action. Haskins sliding out of the pocket. He'll run it, and he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. From the gun, Haskins on 3rd down. Gets it to Gordon. And he's going to come up a bit short. He needed to get to the 35 for the first, but he only makes it to the 34. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
Here we go on 4th down. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration. Clock running under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's McKissick. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Offensively, with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
Pushing forward for 3 up to the 48.
I know the game's not over, but there's got to be a sense of satisfaction right now for the guy carrying the football a bunch today. 99 yards, and he has enough time to go over the century mark.
You got to give it to him again, right?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. You're not worried.
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. Jackson. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first. From the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes. And we've got a one-score game. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
Again. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as he'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Jackson to throw. They go screen. This is Ingram. Nothing doing on that one, and it'll be 4th down. They're down by 5. They've got to go for it here on 4th down. Not good. They didn't move the football an inch, and precious time ticking off the clock. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and Washington will have it on a turnover on downs. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. It doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll be taken down at the 18. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. And down he'll go at the 25. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Washington about to close this one out as they are down to a knee. Bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. They go down to a knee and a sigh of relief as they are into the win column for the first time this year.
And there it is, Brandon, taking a knee. They get their first win of the season. They're now 1-3. And I remember when a 1-3 start meant you didn't even talk about going to the playoffs. Nowadays in the NFL, you still got a shot.
Yeah, and a big difference between 1-3 and 0-4.
I think they're going to practice really well next week, riding this momentum of this win.
So a victory here for the Washington football team. And you've got to say, CD, it was the defense who had a big part in the W.
No, without question. When you force 4 turnovers, you get to enjoy the spoils of victory, don't you? It's rare that you force 4 turnovers and lose a ball game. carried this one home. He talked about celebrating with each other and being in a position where going forward, all you think about is, let's get 5 next time. They're going to be on the hunt.
So for Washington, it took a few weeks, but they finally get their first one of the season here in Week 4. And they'll have another home date next week as the LA Rams come to town. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, they too will leave here at 1-3. And they'll be back home next week as they're set to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm Brandon Gunn. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.